Hello and welcome to another Often video. Um, Today is a very interesting one. As you can see from the thumbnail or the topic of the video, it's rather exciting. And what I want to just try and portray is the idea of politics, the idea of content creators or modern day journalists, and the way YUL has actually used all of this to get his message across. Now, first off, I think it was maybe 3 days ago, maybe a little bit more, the news came out that he'd got a second wife. He had a 5-month-old son with an actress who he'd been dating. And looking at Instagram feeds and all that kind of stuff, it looks as if she works on projects that he's directing. For those, I think to say for those who don't know YUL EDOCHIE, then then everything is lost on you. But obviously, an actor, he now directs, he produces. I've seen some of his work. I think it's good. Even as a director, the way I've seen some of his YouTube clips, he's serious. Now, one thing I didn't actually know was that he'd actually tried to run for office, sort of previously, and did not succeed. Personally, I think, these Nollywood actors anyway need to start at the bottom, be a councillor first, do maybe your 4 years, maybe even do 8 years, go into state assemblies and work your way up. We need to see experience. Now, I think the funny aspect of this is the fact that YouTube creators, even mainstream media in Nigeria, for example, lashed onto this story. The ones who were criticized, and I think he was mainly criticized. I think the way this story was released, he hadn't taken permission from his wife, his first wife, and he had gone to pay dowry for the second wife. I think to do some bits of damage control, according to said media, he's now, putting things out like calling Mary his first wife, number one, and of course the other wife also praising wife number one. Now, content creators, and we have a lot of content creators who, I don't know, if we can call them feminist or, this content creating is just based around, trying to get a viewership. But they jump on this bandwagon. Oh, he's a terrible guy. Look at what he's done. He's disrespecting his first wife. Oh, he must have been cheating for God knows how long. They pile everything on. They throw the sink at him, the kitchen sink, the whole lot. Now, I have a bit of a problem because even when this news broke out, I was like going, nah, there's something fishy about this. Yes, Nigerians, if you're a Muslim, you can marry 4 wives if you want. The religion permits you to do so. With Christianity, it's frowned upon. Yes, some people do it, but people like that tend to be chiefs. So they got a chieftaincy title and all that kind of stuff. You got to show your clout. 1 wife is not enough. How people cope with more than one, I don't understand, but hey, that's what they want to do. But also, I think the area that also gave me concern was content providers or content creators going back and looking at interviews that his father Peter had done and totally misrepresenting what he had said. And let me elaborate on that. we're Africans, you know, we're Nigerians. We understand, you know, some words that are said, and we know what their interpretation to that word is. So what we're now getting is content creators now, obviously the new word now is, you know, narcissist and all that kind of stuff. Or, you know, these guys have learnt it from their dad. They're never going to change. All of that kind of rubbish that is being spewed at any small thing. Oh, they're narcissists. They're this, they're that. And of course, we all know that with this type of behaviors, men and women are equally culpable. But anyway, look, I'm not going to, sort of move away from the main topic. So they've now taken some of the things he said and really twisted it. Yet we know what he was actually saying in that interview clip he did for one TV station or something like that. Now, my surprise also is like, TVC, it's a main Nigerian channel. You got your view, the ladies over there, I think they're fantastic and all that kind of stuff. Now, people could come and say, you know what, they're not journalists, so maybe I shouldn't put them in the same bracket as proper journalists. But I think that as content creators, as TV channels, broadcasting news, you need to investigate. That's what journalists do. Because what YUL has basically done is he's seeking political office. He knew just getting up there and saying, "Oh, I want to run for presidency in the next general election in Nigeria." People were just going to either ignore him, they were going to laugh at him, and just think, "Oh, for God's sake, get out of here." So what does he do? Look, now, I'll tell you one thing that is actually quite funny about this. I mean, Nollywood can be a bit funny, they're theatric, they take too long, the storylines are just ridiculous. It's getting better, but it does shows you that this guy, when it comes to publicity, I think he knows what he's doing. To make up something like this, and it looks like with the support of his dad, and what he'd basically done is create a non-story. And all of you guys fell for it, even mainstream media. I can understand, look, YouTube content creators, you're trying to get your, it's monetized, you're trying to make money, so you're going to jump on any story. But mainstream media, you got journalists, you got a program that goes out every day. Well, I'm not sure if it's every day. I think Monday to Friday anyway. Not sure if your view comes out at the weekends. But you're doing this Monday to Friday. Surely you must have researchers. You must have people who can call people and say, look, this story is breaking. Is there any truth to it? Investigate. Call the people involved. We've heard this. Would you like to give a comment? Things like that. That is just simple journalistic work. But you know what? As my video says, Niger got pranked. Well done, YUL. I doff my hat to you. And of course, as they say, it's better to be spoken about rather than not being spoken about. Thank you so much.